Welcome back to Mindful Escape. My name's Leighton, and in today's video I'm going to share with you how mindfulness saved my life and helped me recover from stress, anxiety and depression. There was a time in my life where I was putting so much pressure on myself to live life a certain way. I was working long hours, I was working my way up the corporate ladder, and on paper I was doing very well. But underneath the surface of it all, I was struggling. I was under a lot of stress from the pressure that I was putting on myself, but also the stress from the environment I was living in and working in. I discovered that I had anxiety. I had never experienced it before, but I realized putting myself under stress for such a long period of time, I was creating scenarios where I was essentially freezing. I couldn't think. I would struggle to breathe. I was under so much pressure that anxiety was just bubbling up inside of me. I was struggling to make decisions, to know which direction to go in. And after putting myself under so much stress and anxiety for an extended period of time, I ended up moving myself into a state of depression. And I didn't find this out until I started seeing a therapist, and it could have been a long time that I was stuck in that state. But luckily, my partner that I was with at the time suggested that I saw a therapist, and it just made me become more self-aware of what I was doing every day, the way I was behaving. And through that experience, I came across mindfulness. And that is when everything in my life started to change. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness, for me, is about being present in each moment, being aware of yourself, your surroundings. We get so caught up in doing our daily tasks, hitting targets, trying to achieve certain things, but we never stop to pause, to breathe, and to notice how we're doing in that moment. When I started incorporating mindfulness, I started to become more aware of where I was holding stress in my body. I was tense with my shoulders up here, my jaw was clenched. I was, holding on to this tightness and worry and concern constantly, not allowing myself to relax and release any of that. Discovering mindfulness allowed me to become more aware of my breath, slowing down, noticing the breath flowing in and out of my body, becoming calmer in that moment, allowing my mind to clear. The cloudiness of thoughts just dissipated as everything became more open to me. And so many of us are rushing, skipping to the next video, skipping to the next task, trying to rush through that to-do list. But the joy is found in this moment. And finding mindfulness for me allowed me to realize that the enjoyment isn't at the end of the journey. It's not when we achieve that goal. It's not when we get to our destination. It's experiencing life, experiencing the feelings and emotions, taking pleasure in the interactions throughout our day, enjoying the food and drinks we consume. Mindfulness is a place for you to find peace within your life and enjoyment. So I wanted to share a few basic mindfulness techniques that you can start incorporating today to help you go from whatever state you're in right now, whether it's stress, worry, anger, anxiety, depression, whatever state you're in right now. Anyone can do this. If you'd like to just take a moment to close your eyes, obviously if it's safe to do so, and just pay attention to your breath for 3 seconds. And open your eyes again And that small act is just being mindful of your breath. You can practice mindfulness when you're eating, rather than watching TV, looking at your phone, messaging your friend. Just take a moment and be with your food. It seems so hard for us to do, but we can just focus on one thing at a time and take enjoyment in that. My favorite mindful activity is being in nature. You can sit in a park, you can go for a walk, but just have no distractions. Take the headphones out. Leave your phone behind. Notice your feet hitting the ground. Feel the air on your skin. Take in the smells. Observe the nature. Hear the birds. We can all incorporate mindfulness into our life. And the truth is, if you feel you don't have time, then you should dedicate even more of your day to mindfulness. Because when you become more mindful, you realize that you can think clearer, you can make better decisions, and you'll no longer feel bogged down by your to-do list. So how does mindfulness help you recover from stress, anxiety, and depression? I've covered a few points already, but mindfulness allows us to separate our thoughts from our reality. It creates space between our thoughts and our reactions, allowing us not to have outbursts, allowing us not to behave in ways that we're not proud of, allowing us that tiny moment to reflect on what's happening around us and respond in a way that aligns with our values, allows us to create safe boundaries for ourselves, to respond to people in a way that makes both them and us feel good. And over time, we learn to acknowledge our emotions and our feelings. And instead of feeling stuck in this state of stress, anxiety, and worry, we can observe the thoughts that are going through our mind and start behaving in a way that is calm, is natural, and allows us to move forward in a state of flow. And when you practice mindfulness regularly, it allows us to lift ourselves out of any state of depression. And I know what it's like when you're there. It feels like you're in a deep, dark pit that you will never get out of. But just like the man that's standing at the bottom of the mountain, while the peak looks very far away, we can take very small steps in the right direction. And over time, we will eventually be at the top of that mountain. It's not a race. There's no hurry. Just take your time, take a breath, become more aware of yourself, your reactions, your thoughts, and your emotions. Mindfulness is more than just a buzzword. Mindfulness completely transformed my life. From stress, anxiety, worry, and depression, I now live this life of calm, peace, tranquility, and it's possible for you too. Just need to take the time and find space to be mindful. It will help you to regain control of every aspect of your life. Regain control of your emotions, any negative thoughts and patterns. Regain control of your actions and behaviors. It will help you to find presence, in every moment and allow you to build resilience to help you get through any challenge and obstacle that you face. So if you're watching this or listening to this, feeling in a state of stress, anxiety, or struggling with depression, start with one small mindful exercise, focusing on your breath, coming into the present moment, and just take it one day at a time. Mindfulness truly changed my life, helping me get out of the darkest times, and it can do the same for you. If this story resonates with you, then please like the video, maybe comment below on how you're feeling, and maybe share some experiences of how mindfulness has helped you so that it can encourage others and support others on their journey. If you want more videos like this, then please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again in the next video. If you need urgent support, always seek help. You're not alone on this journey. There are other people out there who will support you. And while you feel like there's no one to turn to, people are willing to support. So make sure you speak to someone and help yourself on this journey by practicing mindfulness. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.